Is being labeled a loser necessarily a negative thing? The answer varies depending on one's perspective. Epictetus, a sage in the Stoic tradition, shared insightful views on the pursuits that occupy our lives. In a world that often equates success with wealth and recognition, Epictetus highlighted these pursuits as trivial when compared to the virtues that truly enrich our existence, virtues that can only be nurtured internally. He pointed out that our relentless chase for achievements and societal approval prevents us from attaining a far more valuable state. A serene existence, unshaken by the unpredictable nature of external circumstances, including the judgments of others. Our fear of being perceived as failures leads us to endure unnecessary hardships for the sake of others' admiration. And hey, before we begin, if you're keen on cultivating your wisdom, join our community to evolve together by pressing the subscribe button below and activating the notification bell. Now, let's delve into the video. Epictetus argued for the importance of relinquishing these lesser things. If society deems us as losers for doing so, he believed it to be a small price for the liberation and happiness we gain in return. This presentation isn't about promoting neglect or harm to oneself. On the contrary, it embraces a Stoic approach to re-evaluating what truly matters in life, the notion of loserdom, and why being perceived as a loser isn't inherently negative. For those intrigued by Stoic wisdom, my book, Stoicism for Inner Peace, compiles my thoughts on maintaining tranquility and focus amidst life's tumults. You'll find a link to it in the description below. Let's dissect the concept of a loser. According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, a loser is defined as someone who is incompetent or unable to achieve success. Yet, competence and success are subjective. They vary widely among different observers. What one person views as competence, another might see as inadequacy. Similarly, success can mean different things to different people, from owning a modest business to colonizing distant planets. These definitions are influenced by the prevailing cultural and social winds, as well as by individual beliefs and values. Hence, the label of loser is highly fluid, ambiguous, and essentially reflects nothing more than societal constructs. In the context of modern consumerist and capitalist societies, the stigma attached to being a loser often relates to the pursuit of material wealth and fame. However, understanding and embracing the essence of Epictetus's teachings can offer a different perspective on value and success, one that transcends external accolades and possessions. People harbor distinct visions of what constitutes a fulfilled life, which significantly diverges from one person to another. For some, the epitome of achievement is securing a lucrative job, finding an attractive partner, raising a conventional family, and owning a home with the proverbial white picket fence. Others might envision their ideal life as one where they boast a substantial social media following and a vibrant social circle, symbols of their popularity and attractiveness. Falling short of these societal benchmarks often brands one as a loser, seen as incapable of attaining widely coveted goals, thereby failing to thrive in life's perceived competition. The label of a loser carries a dual sting. Not only does it signify failure in societal standards, but it also subjects one to mockery and ridicule. However, the question arises, how essential are these supposed indicators of success and happiness? And is the fear of ridicule for not achieving them truly justified? This is where the teachings of Epictetus become particularly relevant. What drives our desire for material wealth, fame, or digital popularity? At its core, it's the belief that these achievements will bring us happiness. We dream of a life where we're adored and celebrated, basking in the glow of social media attention while enjoying life's luxuries. Yet such satisfaction is fleeting. We soon acclimatize to our new reality, returning to our baseline level of happiness, but now encumbered with greater demands and expectations. Epictetus viewed the chase for external accolades as a path fraught with vulnerability and dependency. The quest for wealth and fame is inherently unstable, dependent on factors beyond our control, and capable of disappearing in an instant. Moreover, the pursuit often requires substantial sacrifice, a trade-off many willingly make but at a significant cost. He illustrated this with the analogy of an athlete aiming to triumph in the Olympic Games, a path that commands respect even today. Yet he prompts us to consider the sacrifices required for such an endeavor and whether the potential rewards justify the cost. Following strict routines, enduring physical hardships, and accepting the possibility of injury or defeat. All for the fleeting glory of victory, which Epictetus dismissively equates to a clacking of tongues. Thus, we're led to question the wisdom of such pursuits. Are the sacrifices we make in the quest for societal approval and external success genuinely worth it, especially given the fickle nature of public opinion, which can swiftly turn from adulation to condemnation? Through this lens, Epictetus encourages a re-evaluation of what we truly value and the price we're willing to pay for it. Epictetus, with his piercing insight, pointed out the stark difference between the essence of things and our perceptions of them. He emphasized that the pursuit of inner qualities such as contentment, joy, ethical conduct, peace, and self-discipline are the only endeavors worth our energy. These are the aspects of life over which we have control, and thus they merit our focus. External achievements and possessions, by contrast, are often overvalued and should take a back seat in our priorities. He shed light on the subjective nature of our attachments, using the example of familial relationships. A person may regard their family members as unparalleled and irreplaceable, but fundamentally, these loved ones are human beings, similar to any other. It's our personal investment and perception that elevate their importance to us, not an inherent superiority. This perspective can be extended to all external pursuits. The desirability of an object or status often stems not from its intrinsic value, but from the significance we ascribe to it. Our desires are frequently shaped by societal norms and pressures, leading us to covet what others desire and shun what is collectively disregarded, including the label of being a loser. Yet the wisdom of Epictetus encourages us to scrutinize the validity of these societal desires. While some may align with our well-being, others are arbitrary and can detract from our pursuit of genuine happiness and freedom. Epictetus championed the pursuit of internal peace and fulfillment above all, advocating for the abandonment of pursuits that hinder these states. If societal norms deem us losers for such choices, then we should wear the label with indifference. What then is the true detriment of being labeled a loser? Is such a designation genuinely unfortunate, or is it merely a societal construct, a projection of collective biases and insecurities? Imagine a scenario where one's life is modest, devoid of the trappings of success as defined by society. No expansive social network, no romantic partner, minimal social media presence, and an unremarkable job. This person might be deemed a loser by societal standards, suggesting a deficiency or inferiority. However, this fear of being perceived as inferior is essentially a challenge to one's ego, the narrative one constructs about oneself. Epictetus would argue that the absence of external markers of success does not diminish one's worth. The comparison of wealth or fame as metrics of superiority is, according to him, flawed reasoning. He states, "These reasonings are unconnected. I am richer than you, therefore I am better." Such logic is fundamentally flawed, suggesting a disconnect between external success and genuine worth. This perspective invites us to reconsider our values and the standards by which we judge ourselves and others. It encourages a liberation from societal pressures and a focus on internal development and peace, where the true measure of our lives is found not in what we possess, but in how we live and the virtues we cultivate. Epictetus challenges the conventional measures of success and fulfillment, urging us to shift our focus from the external to the internal, from possessions and accolades to virtues like contentment, joy, right action, tranquility, and self-restraint. He emphasizes that the true value lies within our control, in the realm of our inner qualities, rather than in the fleeting and unstable trappings of external success. He invites us to re-evaluate our perceptions, pointing out that often our desires are shaped not by the intrinsic value of the objects we chase, but by the societal validation they promise. This herd mentality leads us to covet what others desire and shun what they disregard, including the label of being a loser. Yet Epictetus argues it is essential to discern when following the crowd benefits us and when it detracts from our well-being. To Epictetus, being labeled a loser is not inherently negative. This perspective stems from a misunderstanding of what truly matters. Our societal standing, the wealth we accumulate, or our popularity do not define our worth or our capacity for happiness and freedom. On the contrary, an undue emphasis on these external markers can constrain us, hindering our pursuit of genuine contentment. He adeptly separates the notion of external success from personal value, highlighting that being wealthier or more eloquent does not make one inherently better. Our external circumstances do not reflect our inner well-being, which, according to Stoic philosophy, is paramount. By recognizing the transient and often illusory nature of public approval and material success, we can foster a healthier indifference to these external judgments. This Stoic indifference does not equate to nihilism, but rather to a strategic disengagement from the unhelpful preoccupation with societal validation. By contemplating the inevitability of life's challenges, including death and exile, we can maintain a focus on what genuinely enriches our lives, nurturing resilience against the superficial and transient. The ultimate choice, as Epictetus presents it, is between conforming to societal expectations at the expense of our inner peace, or embracing a simpler, perhaps less conventional life that prioritizes our mental and emotional well-being. This choice involves a cost either way, but the Stoic philosopher advocates for the latter, arguing that true freedom and happiness stem from internal harmony rather than external achievements. By courageously opting out of the relentless pursuit of external validation, we can achieve a state of being that is unconquerable by anything. This path is undoubtedly challenging, marked by sacrifices, societal disdain, and minimal external reward. Yet, for those who choose it, the reward is an unparalleled inner strength and serenity, a life lived in alignment with one's true values, and free from the tyranny of external expectations. Let's consider the cost of seeking peace, freedom, and tranquility. Ask yourself if you're prepared to pay this price. If the answer is no, perhaps philosophy isn't your calling. This leads us to a thought-provoking notion. What if you're seen as a loser in the eyes of others? Subject to ridicule and disdain, it might appear disastrous at first glance. The label of a loser might seem to place you in a vulnerable and pitiful state. However, this situation harbors its unique set of benefits. It liberates us from conforming to societal expectations and conserves our energy that would have otherwise been expended on trivial matters just to be perceived as adequate. In essence, the perceived loser benefits from not paying the price of conforming. This concept presents an intriguing paradox. In avoiding the cost of conformity, one might actually emerge as a victor. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, encourages us to discern what is genuinely advantageous and to steadfastly adhere to these convictions. This means eschewing transient values like acclaim, wealth, authority, and social status. He famously advised, "Do not aspire to be a general or a senator or a consul, but to be free. The path to freedom is through indifference to things beyond our control." By embracing this philosophy, we challenge the conventional metrics of success and failure, thereby redefining what it means to truly win in life. This perspective not only fosters inner peace, but also empowers us to navigate life with a sense of purpose that transcends external validation. Friends, join us on our journey of self-discovery and growth through Stoicism. Let us know in the comments how Stoicism has been helping in your life. Subscribe now to learn how to find serenity and inner strength amidst life's challenges.